Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be my March reading plans. I honestly don't have a lot of reading plans for March because February was kind of a bad reading month for me. I barely read anything. I wasn't in the mood to read anything and I felt like I could barely focus. So I don't really want to put a lot of pressure on myself to read a lot in March. I kind of just want to go with the flow. I have a couple of books I am hoping to get to in March, but I just don't want to have a lot because I feel like I had so many books that I wanted to read in January and February and I barely got to any of them. I don't think I even touched one book from my February TBR. So for March, it's a little bit more chill. I only have 3 books that I'm hoping to get to, and then the rest are just new releases. I thought I would go ahead and talk about a lot more new releases for this video just because I really only have 3 books that I'm hoping to get to. So I'm going to talk about the 3 books that I'm hoping to read first, and then I'll go through my most anticipated releases of the month and then the other releases. So the first book that I want to read in March is The Stopover by Tail Swan. This is the book I really need to read. I was hoping to read this in February, but I just wasn't in the mood and I really want to give this book a fair shot. So this is at the top of my TBR for March. I really need to read this. This is a book that you guys picked for me to read for the last 3 months and I have been procrastinating a little bit on it, but I'm for sure going to get to this book in March. I really need to read it. I promise this is a book I will read in March for sure. I'm gonna read it. I don't know why, but I kind of want to read Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. I talked about this in my Friday vlog where I read Getting Real and watched Through My Window. I talked about this book in that vlog, but I've heard really mixed reviews. Like some people really liked it and then other people said it essentially was like a copycat of After, or that it was very similar to After. I've also heard it compared to like Outer Banks meets After, which is very interesting. So I don't know, I feel like I might like this. I didn't really have it on my radar when it first came out, or it wasn't anything that I was super anticipating, but now that reviews have come out, I kind of want to give it a try. So I might pick this up in March, we'll see. I might also vlog it, I don't know. The only other book I'm planning for sure to read in March is Thoughtless by S.C. Stevens. I really want to reread this. I don't know why, and I kind of just want to reread the first book. Like, I don't even want to reread book 2 or 3. I just want to reread the first book. So I think I'm going to end up rereading this in March. I was thinking about Thoughtless the other day because I'm currently obsessed with Through My Window on Netflix. I love that movie. Like, it's kind of a bad movie, but like I'm obsessed with it. It just got me thinking about like how many books would be really good movies or like TV shows, and for some reason I keep thinking that Thoughtless would be like an amazing TV show or like a mini series, and I want to reread it for that reason because I just want to remember everything that happens in here, because I feel like I read each book back to back, so I feel like the whole series kind of just blends together for me. So I would love to reread the first book, and I kind of want to annotate it and stuff too. I haven't dedicated time to annotate stuff and I really want to try that this year. So I think I'm going to reread this and annotate it and just, I don't know, I think I'm going to take my time with it too. Like I really want to reread it like slowly and absorb all of it. I've been trying to like reread a favorite book every single month. I wanted to read like a lot more older favorites. This I just reread last year. I reread this in June and I'm already wanting to reread it, but I'm gonna let it flow. I'm gonna reread this because I want to, and that's just how it's gonna go. Now on to the March releases. There are 10 books that I'm anticipating for March. I will go ahead and leave the Goodreads list linked down below for all of the new releases that are coming out in March that I'm anticipating / curious about. I do have a top 4 that I know for sure I'm going to end up reading. Like these are the ones I'm definitely going to read. And then I'll just casually mention the other 6. Taste by Melanie Harlow. This is the 7th book in the Cloverleaf Farms series. This I am so excited about. This is probably like my most anticipated reads of the year so far. Like, I'm so excited for this book. This is a new adult contemporary romance. I think both characters are like stranded in a snowstorm. I think they have to share one bed. I also believe this is a surprise pregnancy romance. I am very excited about this. It seems like all of my favorite things in one. I also really love Melanie Harlow, and I feel like she can always make so many tropes work well together. And I'm just very excited for this book. Then we have 10 Trends to Seduce Your Best Friend by Penny Reed. This I don't really know much about, to be honest. I just read a small preview in her newsletter, and it honestly looked so good. Like, I'm very excited for this. I think this is a little bit of hate to love, and I think the female character is like into science or something. One Timer by Tegan Hunter. This is the third book in the Carolina Comets series. This is a hockey romance and a surprise baby romance. I'm very excited for this one. Hopefully it delivers. And then my other most anticipated release for March is Game Changer by Abby Glines. This is the 6th book in the Field Party series. This is a young adult contemporary romance series. I don't actually remember who this book follows, like what couple it follows, but I've enjoyed the rest of the series, so I'm very excited to see how this series slowly ends. I also don't even know if this one is coming out in March because Abby has not been promoting it like at all. Like, I haven't seen any promotions for this one yet, so I don't know if it is coming out in March or not, but I know that she is currently writing the last book in this series, so we'll see. And then the other 6 releases, I'm just going to go through pretty quickly. So we have Stone by Sawyer Bennett. This is the 2nd book in the Pittsburgh Titans series. This is a adult hockey romance. By Any Other Name by Lauren Kate. This is a adult contemporary office romance. Shenanigans by Serena Bowen. This is book 11 in the Brooklyn Bruisers series. This is a adult hockey romance. Medici by J.J. McAvoy. This, I don't really know what it's about. The summary is very vague. This is supposed to come out in March, but I don't know if it officially is. However, I'll just quickly read the summary because it actually sounds really, really good. What does a shady banker, a foul-mouthed doctor, and an old wealthy name all have in common? Murder. The Secrets by Kristen Proby. This is a contemporary adult romance. I think it follows like Hollywood or like actors or something, maybe famous people. And then the final March release is Last Resort by Kate Bromberg. This, I believe, is just an adult businessman, billionaire romance. I think the whole series is supposed to follow brothers. So that is it for my March TBR/March releases. Let me know what books you plan to read in March and what books you're anticipating. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.